with the music.
Fuck the music.
Are we like live right
Yep.
now?
We are live right
Hell,
now.
hell yeah. Hello, everyone.
The first words
Uh,
were "fuck the music."
um, I see no problem with that, to be honest. It kind of depends on the music, but fuck it.
Hey,
How's that?
he said, "But fuck it."
I did indeed say that. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Good to hear. Is everyone having a good Labor Day?
Yeah, it worked. It was good.
Did you do inventory?
I did not today.
Ha! I was led to believe that every holiday was inventory day.
Can we take just a slight pause from the episode? Because I joined up right, like literally instantly before we went live, and I have just
You were like, "Where's Ryan?"
I just have a burning question I have to ask. Why does Josh have serial killers on his shirt?
You should
Why don't
see
you have serial killers on your shirt?
when Marissa gets over here, I'll have her show you her hoodie that she got at we went to Old Threshers this weekend.
Is it serial killer day?
I'm just
I
gonna have
mean,
to
in
wait till
mine,
let you see it.
every
Alright, fair enough.
every day is serial killer day when
I
you
can't read what
believe in
yours
your
says.
heart of hearts.
What does the Adam say?
Ryan's like, "Can't figure it out."
Inverted. Oh, because I was inverted. Ah, there we go.
I
Oh,
feel like
Josh is
I feel like he ran
oh,
to go
he's
get
bringing it.
his. Yeah, nice.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Nice. It's a shirt for the singer Amigo the Devil,
Oh, okay.
who has a persona of being a serial killer. That's what
Oh, good
most
for
of his
him.
music's about. So
Well, you gotta aspire to be something, right?
if you are into you know, serial killer banjo music, big fan. Big fan. Highly
Sounds good.
recommended.
I just watched Deliverance every night before bed.
That's a slightly different kind of serial killer banjo music. Still good. Still good, but you know, um not quite the same. Not quite the same. But welcome back everybody. Episode 13, 14,
Yep, you bet.
something like that. I
Did I
think
name
13.
this right?
Not a clue. Not a clue.
I think it's
We
13.
we can't get intro music right. Why would we get the episode name right?
That seems accurate. Um yeah, we're gonna do 2 in a row. We mentioned this last week just so that we can align some schedules right and
Adam and Ryan have time to play Starfield.
Adam hasn't even touched it yet.
Well, it doesn't technically release yet for him if he
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
not
want to
paying
pay.
extra.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
so it's not out for him yet.
and I don't mean to spoil our next episode, but I have played 2 video games.
He
Oh
has.
my god, I
I
don't
mean,
even know.
not for maybe like more than a couple hours each, uh, but I got a whole nother week to play a couple more hours. Uh,
Hey, when we do our Game of the Year episode, at least Josh is gonna have 2 games on it.
I yeah yeah. Honestly, even if they sucked, they would be
They would
in the
have to
top.
be on it. They
They would
have
be the
to.
top
Yeah.
2 because they were the only 2. Uh, but anyway, uh, so this is Death in Space, a podcast called Nerds in Space. Last time we played, which is last week, go back and listen to it. You landed on Lepid and had an earthquake, so you have been kind of distanced from your ship. You can get back to it, but not easily. And right now you are kind of in the main city, and you were headed towards the tavern. Uh,
To meet up
with Horus.
With
It's high
yes.
noon.
It's
It
turning
is.
orange, right?
It is. It is orange o'clock. Yes. Yes,
Orange
it is.
o'clock.
Yep. Yep. So you're gonna meet Roy, Roy 2, and
Roy the
Horus.
second first.
And Horus.
Horus. Yep.
Of course.
Anything before you want to do that?
No.
No, I think we ended last week right outside, right?
Yeah, we're standing right outside.
Yep. Okay.
Let's mosey on in.
So you head into the bar, and it's kind of dimly lit. Seems to be kind of a towny type bar. Um, you can kind of just tell by the kind of smell of beer and uh, wood that this place has been here a while. It's kind of musty, almost. Um, it's the kind of bar that when you walk in, you kind of assume everyone's just gonna like turn to like, who the fuck are these guys? But no one seems to care. Uh, they get at least enough travel that no one seems to mind you. But seems like there's some active conversations. There's some people playing kind of a hollow dice type situation in the back, and you know seems a little rowdy, but nothing too bad. In the fact that it's only orange o'clock, then the real partying hasn't started yet.
Nice.
You scan the bar, and you see Roy kind of sitting in the back, like waving you guys over, and they're sitting next to uh kind of like mid 40s uh human wearing what looks to be kind of like denim, and has a fedora and a whip. Uh,
Fedora.
yep, yep. And you can just tell that they're probably an archaeologist of some sort, because uh, stereotypes exist, even in the future in space. Uh, but
Eh,
you can only assume that this other person is Horus.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna walk on over.
Okay. Roy says, "Hey, thanks for joining us. I see you found the place.
Yeah, pretty easy. We had to wait for orange o'clock, but we are here.
Kind of expected y'all to show up, half past yellow or all the way in red, but glad you got here on time." Uh, he kind of gestures at the chairs around this table that they're sitting at.
Hayes is walking up and he gives Roy and Horace a nice wave, and then it, gonna ask, is it better to wait for a drink here, or do I need to ask Mufasa to go get us some?
Because you don't have any fucking money? Is that why?
uh, uh, they say now they'll bring some to the table. We already ordered ahead.
Oh,
Awesome.
thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm gonna grab a seat. I'll sit right next to old Roy or Horace, whichever seat is open. Unless,
Both
is
are
it a
open.
table or a
It's a
booth?
table. It's like a circular table.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna sit next to Roy.
I'll sit next to Hayes.
You don't want to sit next to Horus?
Nah, not really. He's got a fedora.
Guess I'll sit next to Horus and then Mufasa, right?
Roy says, "Oh yeah, I didn't introduce y'all earlier. This is Horus, the archaeologist I was talking about, who's needs some help."
Nice to meet
Horus
you, Horace.
tips the fedora
Yes.
at y'all.
As
Uh,
I'm writing the notes, I wrote he's wearing denim and a fedoras because I just said, "Hey, Horace."
Fedoras. Uh, Horus with the fedoras. Uh,
I
Uh,
introduced myself. Tick. Nice hat.
Horus like stands up and shakes your hand, you know, uh, and uh, and says, "Hey, Roy's been saying he just flew in, kind of got caught by the earthquake there."
sure did. It was a little brutal. We didn't know what to expect. Damn near died in a tunnel collapse. Sounds like so. That was fun.
Yeah, those have been happening more and more. It seems as if you know, something's something's quite not happy. You know, everything's been shaken loose these days. I'm sure you saw the buildings here that have been collapsing recently.
Nope, haven't noticed actually.
I did notice some of the clearing going on as we made our way.
Remember the construction worker clearing rubble that
Oh,
you didn't
yep,
help?
yep.
Uh, uh,
Because
he's
fuck
like,
that guy.
yeah, we've been having, kind of more places booked up in the shelter because families' houses are coming down, but we could always build more places to put them.
Yeah, I
So
suppose
Horace,
so.
I hear that you are an archaeologist, and I happen to be somewhat of an archaeologist myself.
Interesting. What's your study?
Asteroids, actually.
Interesting. Uh, it, are you studying, you know, alien technology with those, or kind of uh, past you know, civilizations?
Civilizations, mainly
Yeah,
past
there's
civilizations.
we got there eventually. Uh,
So
uh,
what?
I like look at Hayes and I'm like, where's those fucking drinks? We need these now.
So where? So I hear you could use some archaeological help.
uh, yeah. I was, mostly looking for some physical labor help, but wouldn't have bad to have another pair of eyes down there.
Well,
As it,
Horace, I happen to be an asteroid driller.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He kind of like, leans back in his chair and kind of like gives you a once over. He's like, "Yeah, you guys seem like you could lift some rubble.
look,
It's
he's good at drilling stuff. I'm good at analyzing stuff, and Tick is good at losing friends. So we,
uh,
we really all have our strengths here, so we can help out with whatever.
Roy
Hayes
is just
looks over at Mufasa. If he wasn't wearing a mask, he would just be. You can feel the shock in his face, and then he does a dramatic look over at Tick, and then looks back
I'd be
over
lying if
at.
if he wasn't like holding his pistol in his
Yeah.
jacket, but he's
Roy
just
is just
gonna let it slide.
Roy's just dying laughing. He's like, these guys, they got the strangest set of humor, uh, but they seem like best friends. Uh,
The best.
uh, um,
This is awkward.
Anyways, what do you need
uh,
help with, Horace?
so right as like that tension is building, then uh, there's a small um, like a robot with a tray that rolls on by and sits next to your table. It seems to be carrying, drinks for the six of you,
I grab
or
whatever it
five of
is
you.
and just like slam it, whatever it is.
Uh, um, yeah. Okay. Cool. Like some sort of like synthesized liquor of some sort. Um,
Hang on. As Tick takes a shot, I look at him and I go, "I'm not gonna pour one out for your dead homies."
Like turns the
Jesus.
shotgun down, then the shot glass down, and like he like slams it down on like the table.
Oh shit.
How hard are you slamming that?
I mean, I'm down to roll if you need me to.
Yeah, do you want to roll a body check?
It shatters into a million pieces.
So he
Never
got us
know.
shots.
Yeah,
9.
9.
So I
Okay,
think that yeah.
you slam it down. Obviously, it's pretty forceful, but you hit it square enough that it slams but doesn't shatter or anything.
I'm gonna
Uh,
I'm gonna
the
take
Hayes
my
the
shot.
bar
Hayes
just the
jumps
bar
back.
just kind of turns to look at you like, "Fuck is that guy's problem?"
I'm gonna take my shot, and then I'm gonna slam my glass down as hard as I can right behind him.
Just like on the ground
12. No, on the
or on the
table,
table.
just like
Oh,
just like
okay,
you
okay.
did.
Okay, so you also slam this shot glass, um, but since you rolled a successful slam on that, it kind of uh, explodes into glass. Um, you do take 1 damage uh, as pieces of that glass kind of just impale your hand.
I look.
Uh,
I just stare over at Tick as my hand is bleeding.
Horace says,
I
"Jesus Christ."
yeah, I like kind of jump back. I grab mine, lift the mask a little bit, and slowly,
But
like basically sip it till it's takes him a good 30 seconds, and then
Definitely look at
slowly,
Mufasa. Oh god.
slowly brings it out and just taps it on the bar upside down.
Roy says, you must have not known his own strength. And he kind of like runs off towards the bar to like get some, like rags to clean this up. Uh,
all right. Anyways, down to business, Horace.
so we've got quite a bit of rubble. We need to be cleaning up. Unfortunately, with all the earthquakes recently, just kind of wreaked havoc on all of our temporary structures. And then there seems to be a large rock kind of blocking a path that we uncovered when we were digging recently, and just a couple weeks ago. So we're hoping to kind of clear that path out and kind of venture down deeper into the planet.
All right, we're down.
Says, I mean, we can start as early as tomorrow if that's something you're interested in.
What kind of pay are we talking about here?
Uh, so I can offer 300 credits a piece. But you got you got to put the work in, right?
Is that for the how many hours are we talking?
Like a couple days of
Okay.
doing stuff.
Do we get a cut if we find anything?
Uh, all of this is going to the museum. So I don't know what you mean by cut.
If we find anything that's worthy to be donated to the museum, uh, we should get an extra 100. Not each.
Hayes, by definition, donation means no pay. I don't know if you.
Yeah, but we are getting paid.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Uh yeah, if we find something really cool, sure. I expect some old pottery or something.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't expect a whole lot, but sure, if we find something super cool, I'll throw in 100 for you guys.
Deal.
Hmm.
For me.
All right.
I
Uh,
can't speak for these two.
Because we actually have hollows. Is that why?
Yep.
Beggars can be choosers, right?
Nope.
Roy comes on back with some rags and uh, some like a bucket to kind of sweep the glass into. Uh, what I missed?
Money, Roy. You
Just
missed money.
just negotiating what job Horus has for us.
And Mufasa not feeling anything, but that's normal.
He kind of like nudges, like, "Oh, you guys." Uh, uh,
Completely misreading the room. I love it.
um, he says, "Yeah, I'm glad that you guys can help Horace out here. I know he's been looking for a while. Nobody wants to head into the tunnels, so um, but
Why not?
I mean, kind of like looks over at Horace, like, did you not tell him?"
Tell us
Uh,
what,
Hor-
Horace.
Horace just like, what, not nothing bad. Uh, the locals around here seem to think that the tunnels might be haunted. Um, let's just say not everyone here on the planet has had quite so much schooling as us, and it's silly. I can't say I've witnessed anything, and I've spent plenty of time in the tunnels.
All
Okay,
right.
so here's a big question. Obviously, we went through a man-made tunnel that was supposed to hold up, and that nearly collapsed on us. What are the odds of that happening with tunnels we're currently drilling?
So the tunnels that we'll be going through is more like a cave structure. So these were made by water and ice sheets over millennia. Uh, and so we just need to drill out a boulder that's kind of fallen into one of those tunnel systems that we've uncovered. So,
Okay.
I mean, they've existed for millions of years. What's the likelihood that they're going to collapse now?
Well, with our luck, uh, we'll find out.
Yeah, he's got a point. Things do seem to go wrong around us.
But whatever. We're up for the risk. We need hollows. We need something to do. Let's do this.
Awesome. So we'll if it's all right with you, I can meet up with you at um the shelter. There, first thing in the morning. We can head that way.
Do you have
While we're
a
waiting,
vehicle?
He says no, but Roy said he can drop us off at the tunnels.
easy enough.
All right.
But we gotta wait till tomorrow. Can't we go now?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's he kind of looks at his watch. Um, it's only like half past red, so uh, we might as well. Do you guys have like lights or anything?
See,
Nope.
everything that we have is in the ship, and we suffered an earthquake, and we don't have access to our ship currently.
Ah, gotcha.
I
I
do have
have
my
a
rifle.
I have a tablet computer that has a flashlight app on it. Does that count?
No.
Okay,
Uh,
then no, we don't have lights.
I have a lantern, so you won't be too bad, but um, you'll just have to stick close. Uh,
Sounds good.
those tunnels get pretty squirrely, so if you don't know where you're going, I wouldn't recommend wandering off in the dark.
Any places around here we could buy lights?
There's a general store. Just a handful of blocks away. We could stop by there.
I think we should check it out. Hayes, you want to go? I'll buy you a light.
Yeah, I think we should probably do that.
So meet back here in 10 minutes.
Tick, you want us to grab you a light? You want to come with?
I'll go with.
All right, let's go.
So you can head off. But if you want, he can just show you the way.
Oh, that works.
So Horace kind of just like leads the way off down the road. You do look up, and it is, like mostly red up ahead, up above. It's kind of casting this eerie red glow on everything. But you're so used to living in ships that the glow of an LED lighting a room is not beyond y'all. So it's not too bad. But yeah, you walk for a few blocks, and he points to a store um, that seems to have kind of wall to wall just covered in junk. Seems that they're selling loose parts, and they're selling a little bit of food, and they're selling some hardware, and they're selling, like there's kind of like a stack of cooking supplies and all sorts of things.
All right.
Hayes picks up a bottle of KY jelly and tosses it over to Tick. Found what you were looking for, buddy?
The Horace gives you like a like eyebrows, and he's like,
I throw it back to Horus, and then I just spit on it.
Horace seems to laugh. Seems to find the joke funny, but then finds himself a little awkward, like holding it, like
Just staring at him. I don't like break eye contact.
and sets it off like on the shelf where Hayes picked it up. I'll just do some wandering, like let me know if you have any questions.
All right, I'm gonna scan the shelves for lights, any lanterns, headlamps, whatever.
Okay.
I would love a headlamp.
Question is there such a thing?
Or
Of course there is. You
flashlights.
can make it up.
Anything.
Well, yeah, but just for it to already exist would be dope. So yeah, the you kind of like look around, and there is some headlamps, but they cost 35 a piece.
Of course I do. Any flashlights that might be cheaper? Lanterns?
There's like an old school bullseye lantern, from way back in the day, if you're familiar with those.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only 10.
I look over at Mufasa. If you snag me the headlamp, I'll pay you back when we get paid.
Fine. I'll grab both the headlight lamps, and I'll head up towards the front to pay.
I just
Have
got
fun
this
with
rifle, so it'll
have
be.
fun with that shitty lantern, Tick. And then I'm gonna head up to pay.
There is another headlamp if you would like one.
I look over at.
Take the lantern out of spite. Just grab it from him.
I look back at Tick, and I kind of go like this.
Okay, so go up to pay 70 fucking hollows for these lamps. Jesus. Um, can we just say I pay and I toss one over to Hayes?
Sure. And they
Okay.
came with batteries, so
Oh,
like,
what a deal.
Batteries are included.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
they Energizer or Duracell?
Oh, there's some off-brand.
Oh, do you have any? I'm gonna ask if he has any Energizer or Duracell batteries while we're here.
Yeah, they don't. But like how sometimes batteries will leak, and it's like corrosion.
Yeah.
That's like the best batteries they've got.
Oh, okay. All right.
So like, you get what you get, right?
I'm gonna. Can I, Hayes? Let's test them before we leave the store to make sure they work.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Flip mine on. Yeah.
Seem to work.
All right.
They're not obscenely bright, but it is also you're in a lit room, so
Okay.
you can at least tell they work.
All right.
As for the bullseye lantern, if you do buy that, then it comes with a pack of 20 matches.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Nice.
Question:
He already
the
Uh,
bought it though.
the
he only paid the 70 for the
Yeah, I just
35.
bought the headlamps. I didn't pay anything for
Oh, I
you.
thought it was 30 and then the 10 for that. Oh,
Mm-mm.
Yeah, 35 a piece for the headlamps. It would be
got it.
10 for the.
um real quick, flashlights take a slot. Do headlamps also take a slot?
I'm gonna say no.
It's an armor type, and it protects
Uh,
against darkness.
Stupid.
You get advantage rolls against darkness.
Yeah.
Every 10 feet we have to roll, and so help me God, if you roll under a 12, that thing's going out. Uh, who was that comedian back in the day? I attack the darkness.
What?
There's a little comedian like making fun of D&D.
Oh.
I cast magic missile. What do you? I mean, there's no. What do you cast it on? I attack the darkness. Uh,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'll give you the 10 for the lantern.
okay, you get 20 matches with that, and like some fuel of
Just
some
Zab's
sort.
full of oil or something.
Yeah. Uh, the matchbook. You're not entirely sure. It seems to be pretty old. It's got a picture of a camel and sunglasses on it. You're not entirely sure what that's all about, but um, you barely even know
I
what a
barely even know
camel
what a
is.
I was like, I
Yeah.
barely even know what a camel is. Yeah,
You've seen history
it looks
text,
like two
you know?
guys standing next to it. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Like those horse costumes where, one person's in the back and one person's in the
Yeah,
front.
right.
It was like a
Right.
poorly constructed horse costume because you can see where the two dudes are standing.
Yeah, that's weird.
Uh, but yeah, so you've got those.
I asked,
You
wait, is Horus or Roy with us or not?
uh,
Just us.
there's the
Nice.
hoodie.
Very nice. I like it.
The boys are back in town.
That's good.
Love it.
So I'm sorry. Is Roy or Horus with us, or did they just show up?
Roy is not, but Horace is.
Horus, do
Uh,
we need like ropes or anything? Are there like balls or
I,
anything we need to worry about?
On
I've got all
belay.
of that. You
I
won't need harnesses or anything like that.
I do have my handheld material analyzer with as well.
Oh, there you go. All right,
And
we're good.
yep, that's a rock. Nailed it. Okay, so after Horace does some just kind of looking around, he meets it back up with the group. And he says, "Okay, you want to head out?"
Let's do it.
Okay. Uh, so you kind of you walk back to the bar momentarily, meet up with Roy, and Roy kind of takes out his little buggy golf cart thing, and you see that he doesn't have any sort of like locking mechanism on it. He just took the steering wheel with him into the bar, and attaches the steering mechanism back onto this cart, and he says, "Okay, hop on." Uh, it was pretty tight before, because if you remember, there was enough seating for all of you, but now, you know, kind of hanging from one side, not in a chair, just kind of leaning out of the vehicle. Horace is like trying to hold on for dear life. Roy doesn't seem to go very quickly with all of this, and kind of heads through this long trail heading into a man-made tunnel system. Heading that way. Is there
Okay.
anything you want to do before you reach the tunnels?
I think let's get going.
Nope, I am also good.
Okay. So after a short drive, like maybe 45 minutes, then you kind of reach what looks to be a like a camping spot. There seems to be tents kind of strewn about, and you see there's like kind of tools. Uh, Mufasa, as a archaeologist yourself, you realize that this looks to be like a dig site. And Horace says, "Okay, this is dig site A. This is where the first tunnel was found." It kind of points to a large tent that's kind of covered on all sides. And Roy kind of pulls up the golf cart, and you're able to exit the vehicle.
Okay.
How's the terrain here?
So around here, it's pretty jungly. So you've kind of left the city proper, and that tunnel system. You kind of avoided most of the jungle leading up to this, but kind of when you exited the tunnel, it is boom jungle. Uh, there's obviously been a path cleared to this campsite, but it's just kind of covered in overgrowth. Uh, you can kind of hear the jungle around you. It seems the electrical storm, has stopped because you're not actively getting rained on or anything. But it's pretty dense jungle.
In nighttime outside?
Yeah,
Daylight? Okay, night. Okay.
nighttime. You're not super familiar with how long the day-night cycle is on this planet. Um, you could roll a savvy, but it's nighttime currently.
Okay. I'm good with
The
that.
the camp itself is fairly well lit. They seem to have like an active fire going, and there's kind of people meandering about.
And there's no electrical storm or anything going on.
Nope, nope,
Nice and
not
calm.
currently. It's obviously like hot and humid, so it's not comfortable, but there's no storm or anything.
Okay. So where do we start, Horace?
So if we're ready to go, if we work through the night, we'll just head into the tent. Uh, you jump off of the golf cart, and Roy says, "Okay, well, I'll come back when Horace radios me. You guys have fun, y'all."
Appreciate it,
The
Roy.
He kind of waves as he drives off back towards the tunnel, the direction that you came.
I mean, takes the steering column, turns around, pushes back in.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course. Uh, it he makes it work.
Yeah.
Uh, he Horace ushers you towards the large tent that he had pointed out previously, and once you enter the tent, it's pretty well lit. Like outside, there's some bonfires and stuff, so it was lit enough. But on the inside, there seems to be large halogen lights that are like lighting what looks to be the entrance to a cave, kind of built into the ground. Interestingly, it seems as if vines have been cleared away from this. It was probably buried previously, and there seems to be alien runes kind of carved into the outside of this cave entrance. Um, Horace says, "Well, there she is, Tunnel A."
All right. Uh, I'm ready to get jamming.
Look around. Are there I'm not asking out loud, just looking around to see if there's cots or beds or anything here, or if this is purely just to cover the dig site.
This one here was just to cover the dig site. There was some other tents like around, but this one seems to be just like a kind of a almost like a clean area for the tunnels.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, ready.
So are you gonna tell us kind of what we're looking for now? Like, what are we exactly specifically looking for?
So we're gonna head down through Tunnel A. Tunnel A is gonna branch into a Tunnel B. Tunnel B is where I'm gonna need your help. Um, so it's gonna be a little bit of a jaunt. Not gonna lie, it's a little shaky in places, but watch your footing and you should be fine. And um, hopefully the birds aren't back. And then
I'm sorry.
uh,
What could you? Sorry. Can we
The
go back to the bird?
birds?
What?
the birds, like like jungle birds, but these ones tend to live underground. Have you ever heard of like burrowing owls?
What's an owl?
No,
It's
I've
like
not.
a
No.
it's a bird. Uh, anyway, the we had to get them out of this cave. In fact, that's how we ended up finding it initially. Is we had some old text that implied there should be something around here. We found some burrowing birds kind of taking shelter here. And once we got them out, uh, then we could start our digging.
Are these dangerous birds?
I mean, only if you let them bite you. They're pretty big, so they've got pretty sizable beaks. They're maybe, I don't know, 4 feet tall, something like that.
Okay.
But the thing you really got to watch out for is the talons. They got like a heel talon thing, and oh boy, you do not want to see what happens when it gets you.
I'm gonna
Looking forward to it.
unstrap my raid rifle from my back.
Hey, since you got that raid rifle, why don't you lead the way? We'll follow.
We're not gonna encounter those till B, right?
Probably not.
Probably not.
All
I
right.
bought you a head. I bought you a
Yeah.
headlamp. You have to go first.
Well, was paying you back, so I'm not paying you back if I have to go first.
Turns out IOUs aren't a thing. You're going first.
Look around, not moving.
Fine, you
Uh,
giant pussy.
Horace is just like, I mean, I could go. I've
Okay,
walked this.
fine, Horace, you lead.
I've walked this like 400 times this week. Uh, he kind of like nudges at you and is like, okay, now watch out for those ghosts too, and kind of like heads into the tunnel.
I'll
Uh,
follow behind. Is the entrance to the cave tunnels, whatever, lit up as well, or are we now entering darkness?
This the kind of the light at the opening of the cave is kind of cast onto the inside, so you have to go pretty good distance before it gets dark. But it's kind of poorly lit currently.
All right, well then
Uh,
I'd just flip on my headlamp and keep
I'll
my
I'll do
rifle at the ready.
I'll do the same. I'll follow Hayes.
Fall behind.
okay. You all kind of walk into this cave, and it's kind of what you expected. If you've ever been in a cave system before, one interesting thing is it seems as if part of the floor is like more rubble than anything. It's like loose stone. Anytime there's like a gradient, it kind of slips at your feet. Definitely squirrely, like he said. But you're kind of following, and uh, one thing kind of dawns on you pretty quick as you're following Horus through these caves, which is that there is very little markings on which direction to go. There's, you know, paths that go left and right, and Horus just seems to know which way to go. But it is getting pretty confusing as you walk through here, and you would have a tough time, kind of navigating around here if you were to split up from Horus. You kind of walk for a fairly decent amount of time. The cave kind of gets lower and lower and lower into the ground, and keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And you're sweating bullets at this point. As you kind of get deeper into this cave. Finally, you hit what looks to be like a second campsite. This one has kind of branched into this giant cavern. This cavern is just, full of stalactites and stalagmites. You kind of hear dripping sounds as water is collecting into this. But cut into the stone are some like uh some like standing areas that they seem to have, like removed part of the cave system so that they can keep stuff dry. And there's a lit second tunnel. Horus kind of points to it and says, "That would be B."
Okay.
How long did you find this cavern, these tunnels?
So the tunnels themselves, we've been slowly digging out and slowly cleaning up for the last couple weeks, maybe a month. But tunnel B we just uncovered, within the last few days.
Do you know why it's getting so freaking hot?
Just lepid. The closer you get to the core, the hotter and humid it gets.
Do we have
If
to
you
worry about any liquid hot magma at some point?
There's not any active geysers or anything near here, but I wouldn't recommend touching any of the water. One, because it's pretty warm. But also there's a large amount of you know a, just kind of acidic properties in the water around here. Sulfuric type. Uh, active ingredients. So it probably won't hurt you too bad, if you wash it off, but just better not to. Um,
Oh,
you
when we enter this, since there's lights, I'm gonna shut my headlamp off.
okay?
Serve some battery.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me savvies.
6.
5.
Also a 5.
Okay.
We don't see shit.
We get book
No,
points though.
you
Okay.
you turn the headset off, and it somehow is even darker. No, somehow all of the other lights die. No,
Ooh, Tick, I think you got one earlier as well. If you didn't count that, you failed 2 rolls so far.
uh, I don't know if do we give you a void point for
For
not smashing
smashing
the
glass.
shot
Yeah,
glass?
but I'm
That
not gonna
seems
count it.
seems maybe a little cheesy, but
It just says failed rolls for each
uh,
So
failed
every
ability check.
I
I
I will
can just continuously try
not
and do
have you.
backflips to get void points.
If you do one of those failed, you're gonna land on like your neck and be paralyzed the rest of the game. They're gonna have to just drag you. Um,
Wouldn't do that.
Nope.
Yep. I know Tig wouldn't.
Spelunking not gonna happen unless it's handicap accessible. With
Okay, so we're not getting that one.
I don't think so.
I haven't checked it.
So you're kind of just like heading towards B, when you notice some kind of rocks are kind of tumbling down to your right. you kind of look over in that direction to see, what could have knocked them loose. Maybe another earthquake. Maybe another one of the researchers. When all you see is kind of two gigantic eyeballs watching you from the dark.
Cool. Cool.
How far away is it?
Like 50 feet.
Can I flip on
Uh,
my headlamp and look that way
you
while
you
raising my rifle?
yeah. So you bear with me 1 second, because I don't think normal people know what these look like. Because any of our listeners can also just Google image search this, but you turn on your headlamp and you see maybe about a 4 or 5 foot. It's a featherless owl, kind of staring at you with two black glowing eyes. I threw it into our DMs if you want to see what it looks like. That's kind of what you see lingering in the dark.
Like 4 feet tall ish.
Yeah, like 4 feet tall, very like lanky and like kind of stretched skin.
Where'd you put it?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Did I DM it to? Oh, I DM'd it to Adam directly. Whoops.
They're creepy looking.
They are creepy looking. There we
Oh
go.
yeah,
Oh.
a little bit.
Jesus.
4 feet, you said?
Yeah, like 4.5,
Okay.
right in that range. It kind of screeches at you as you shine the light on it,
I'm gonna
and starts rushing your direction.
roll initiative.
Well, so
I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it. I'm gonna shoot one time at it,
okay.
and that will
So
start
Justin
initiative.
starts combat.
Yep. And then if you remember how initiative works, is just will then pick
Yeah.
second and so on. I will
Is
say,
tech shooting?
Yes.
yes, I think so. Yeah, ranged attacks.
I am going to use my void point to give myself advantage on this
Okay.
because I have -2 tech. Oof.
What'd you roll?
A 5 and a 3.
Ooh.
Okay. So you kind of shoot off. You're startled by this creepy looking bird, obviously. And so you kind of fire off, but you aim too high, and it breaks off a stalactite in the distance, and which smashes against the ground. It doesn't seem to be any happier.
Who's going next, Hayes?
Horus. Let's see what Horus has got.
Okay.
He's got
Horus,
a fedora. That's what
Horus
he's
hit,
got.
but he also has a whip.
Indiana Jones
Uh,
style.
he takes out the whip, and he tries to kind of whip at the bird.
Good.
And then I find, where did my die go? There it is. Ooh boy. Uh, it cracks, making this, loud, it has broken the sound barrier, and it does absolutely nothing because it's like 4 feet to the left. It takes a couple of practice. It's he's not someone who can, you know, put out a candle with it, but Horus is gonna choose Tick.
I'm gonna pull up the laser pistol and try and shoot that thing. And I'm also going to use a void point.
Okay.
Try and really kill that thing. And I suck on both of them.
Oh no. Uh,
So who goes next?
What happens on failed ones of those again?
Oh yeah, you have to.
Something happens
oh,
That's
that
right.
is
You
a
for
guys
both of
both
us.
have to do
yeah.
something.
I forgot about that. So let's roll back to Hayes for just a moment because you also used a void point and then failed, right?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Okay, so you have to roll for cosmic or void corruption. Okay, roll 1d6. If the result is equal to or lower than your current amount of void points, uh, then that is bad. How many void points do you have currently?
I don't have any anymore. I used my last one.
Okay, so then you cannot gain void corruption. That's good. Does Tick have any other void points, or was that the only one?
I have 2, and I just
Okay.
rolled a 2.
Okay, that is less good. Less good. Okay, so yeah, so go ahead and roll a 1d20 to gain void corruption.
I got a 20. Great. Now
20.
I get a 20.
You have a vision of the end of the universe, a crushing darkness that envelops all. Change one of your cosmic mutations for a new one.
I don't have any.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have any of those yet.
Well, there you go.
Uh,
I don't have to worry about it.
That
you
would have been
should
sweet.
you could have got one as part of your character creation as a starting
Yeah, I
bonus
don't think any of us did, and no
or
one's
an
bought one at a level
advancement.
up yet.
Yeah.
Okay. You did
I
witness
just saw a fucking crazy vision though, apparently.
you did witness the death of the universe. So take that as you will.
I'm
You
way more
looked
goth than I used to be.
you looked into the darkness and the darkness looked back. But yeah, unfortunately you did not hit you did not hit the bird.
Okay. I'm assuming, is it close to us yet? Like close enough for AI or no?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean it started 50 feet away, and is moving pretty quick. So
Nice. Well, then I'll have Rat go next and try and bite that motherfucker. Okay, that.
not
It's
a
booking it.
yeah. It can't exactly fly, but it kind of kind of like hang glides a little over Rat, who couldn't catch it in
All right,
time.
Mufasa, you're up.
I'm going to pull my 9mm, use a void point, and I'm gonna fire at it.
Yep.
13 and a 14.
Okay. So yeah, you hit with a 14.
Okay. So 1d6 damage. 2.
Two. Okay.
Um, just Mr. Mittens left, yeah,
And the bird.
and the bird. Actually, I'm gonna give the turn to the bird. We'll let him go first, and then Mr. Mittens will go.
Do they fly or how do they move?
It's running currently. You assume that it cannot fly because it has no feathers. But I
Sure.
mean, this is the first time you've ever seen it, so maybe it can. And I do have written down here that the bird is the word. So,
Oh, of course you
uh,
did.
uh, okay. So it is going to uh, it's going to attack Horus,
Poor
who
guy.
was within whip range. What is its body? Okay, it's gonna kind of claw. It's like using its like talon. I don't remember what that's called. But it's gonna like claw at Horus. Horus kind of lifts an arm to defend himself, and that talon goes right through part of his arm.
He's probably
Like
all right.
meaty part of his arm. Does not look like it felt very good as he kind of screams out in pain. Uh, the uh, the bird kind of like looks at him and then kind of looks around and then looks up. As Tick looks up into the ceiling, uh, the bird chooses the bird that was hanging from the ceiling in the stalactites as it descends upon the group. It's gonna go after Mufasa.
Of course it is.
Okay, well that is a nat 20. So
Okay.
it did hit you, but only for 5 damage.
I'm dead.
Uh,
Or you're knocked unconscious or whatever.
I don't think you're dead.
I'm out though. I'm down. It landed right on top of me, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so it kind of like two talons, if you imagine like an owl flying down catching like a rabbit or something. It just kind of clawed into your back
Cool.
as those like kind of sink into your shoulders and back. You are knocked asunder.
Okay. Are there any other birds?
Not that you know of.
Oh, well, okay,
Uh,
it's that bird's turn.
So it's Mr. Mitten's turn
Mr.
then?
Mittens is
Mr.
left?
Mittens, Mr. Mittens is all that's left. Jinx is still on the ship, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so
Uh,
only Mr. Mittens.
so as Mufasa goes down, Mr. Mittens' eyes turn red, and he is out for retribution. And he is going to go after the bird that possibly just killed Mufasa.
So another bird came from the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah. Drop down like a bat.
Graceful one was just like fall down.
It's like a cat.
Uh,
Its claws are up here, and then it flips, lands on its feet.
Yeah.
Mis- Mr. Mittens' crazy retribution ends in a 7.
Okay. Rage has just filled Mr. Mittens' CPUs. And unfortunately that did not, lend itself well to that attack because it was blinded by its rage.
Okay. Let's. He's gonna pass it off to Rat.
Okay, Rat's start of initiative.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, Rat's gonna go help Mr. Mittens try and get the one over there.
Okay.
Nope.
Nada.
No.
Nope.
You guys have been rolling pretty good today.
Yeah.
So, question. I had 4 health, and that hit me for 5. So I have -1 health, or can I just go to 0?
I'm gonna have to reread how that works.
Okay.
Because I honestly I don't remember. You'd think for how much I try to kill you guys every game, I should remember these rules. But no, that's not how that works. While I'm looking this up, who should go next after Rat?
I'll go. I'll try and shoot the first bird again that I was aiming at.
Okay.
That I guess, is it latched on to Horus at the moment, or like did it just
It
like
kind of like
spawn and it's down there?
speared out and then it, set its foot back down.
Okay. I
When someone ends up at 0 or less hit points, they are dying and must immediately roll a body check.
Oh.
Void points can be spent for advantage.
Yep, doing it.
I
My
missed my
last void
shot.
point.
And you're going to want a 12 or better for this body check.
I got a 12.
Cool. If successful, the person is stabilized but unconscious until, resting.
Okay.
If the check failed, you would have died immediately.
I'm barely hanging on.
You're just napping. So
Tick went first this initiative round.
Rat did.
Rat did.
And then
Is-
pass it to Tick.
I missed,
Is-
so his turn.
for
Go
your
ahead.
max health.
No, 5 is, but I took 1 damage from the glass on the bar.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm gonna shoot at the one attacking Horus as well, and I got a 16.
16. Okay, that's a hit.
All right.
And that one, that's the one that I already hit for 2 damage, right? So it's already hurt a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. Take it out.
I get to roll 2d6. So does that take 2 bullets, or if my gun does 2d6?
2d6. It's a like one shot, but it does 2d6 damage.
Okay. I'll ping you about that later. 4 damage.
So the kind of the bird screams in pain, and kind of takes off up the tunnel. It's saying, "Fuck this, I'm out." You can choose to fire on it in the distance as it's running, but it no longer wants to be here.
So Horus and 1 bird left.
Yes, and it's the
Did
one
Mr. Mittens go?
that landed on you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no,
Mr.
Mr. Mittens
Mittens
is
hasn't
not
gone
gone
this
left.
round.
That was
That's
that
right.
was last round.
That's right. So who's going? You have to
Oh,
pick.
I need to pick.
Yeah.
Let's do Mr. Mittens.
All right. Mr.
Still
Mittens is
red-eyed angry.
going for the face. 19.
Hey.
That is a hit.
Five damage.
Okay, yeah. So you, Mr. Mittens, kind of bites at this bird, because it was Mr. Mittens, right?
Yep.
That was attacking. If it's one thing cats are good at, it's taking out birds, and so it knows exactly where the weak points are, and is kind of biting, clawing at this creature. It does not seem to kill it or scare it off, but it does seem to be wildly unhappy about the bites and scratches it's taking.
Okay. Mr. Mittens passes off to Horus.
Okay. Luckily, Horus defended with his left arm, and he's got the whip in the right arm, and he's going to turn and wildly miss the second person.
Yes,
I mean,
Mufasa right in the face.
it sounds super cool, but it doesn't. Um, it doesn't like do anything, So
Okay. The bird's turn's all that's left then.
okay. It's
Bird,
going
bird,
to
bird. Bird is the word.
Bird.
it's going to attack Horus. It sees blood, and it kind of makes a clawing, slashing motion at Horus, who's able to kind of jump out of the way at the last minute. Which who hasn't gone?
It's back to reset.
Yeah,
Think-
reset.
Okay. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, that the bird can pick itself for the next round.
I would imagine,
Yeah, I
yeah.
would think so.
Okay, this time it's gonna catch Horus. He stepped back and it clawed with its other leg, kind of cutting open the front of Horus's leg. He kind of collapses to one knee.
Jesus.
Horus isn't doing well either.
Said he's walked this 300 times. All right, who's after Horus?
Probability, right? Some motherfucker.
You guys have the opposite of plot armor.
Yeah, right. Right.
So after the bird, it's gonna pick Hayes.
All right. Well, I am going to lift the rifle. God bless it. I got a -1. I got a nat 1.
Okay. Does that do anything bad?
I think that's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I got a -2 and I rolled a d20 -2 and got a crit miss is a crit miss, I guess.
Yeah.
The gun
Uh,
jams.
roll me
That's a void point, right?
for missing.
Yep, that
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Go ahead and roll me a percentile. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Like a 4.
100.
What?
Okay. You rolled a 100 out of 100. Okay. So you fire, and you slip on some rubble. The footing was loose. Anyway. So you kind of flip and you fire off into the ceiling again.
And
It
scare another bird.
it hits another stalactite that's kind of hanging from the ceiling, and it falls, crushing the bird to death. You rolled 100 out of 100. I feel like I gotta reward that somehow, right? You failed so miserably, you won. And just don't roll a 1 on that D100 next
No
time.
shit.
Ew.
Yeah.
You collect 20 gil. So yeah, you seem to have won, albeit somewhat accidentally. But you kind of assess your current situation. Mufasa is not looking so hot. Alive though, which is a bonus.
Am I
Uh,
coherent at all even?
you were unconscious.
Okay.
So you will need to sleep for like 8 hours to regenerate your health. And obviously, the arm wound and the leg wound on Horus is not looking so hot either. He kind of points off to the shelf that you had seen cut out of the rock, and he says, "There should be some bandages over there."
I'm gonna shoulder the rifle and go run over to wherever he said there were bandages.
Okay. You're not entirely sure where they're at because you haven't ever been here before. But after digging through some backpacks and things that were stored out of the water, you do find like a first aid kit. Um, one of those ones you kind of put in your car. It's not the best, not the worst, but you do find some bandages and some like antiseptic and things in there.
I'm gonna pull that out. Horace, do you feel comfortable doing this yourself, or do you need some help?
He says, no, no, I've got it. I've got it.
All right, hand that over then.
He kind of starts with his arm, and just kind of like wraps it around until he's like packed it with gauze, and kind of does the same with his leg. And he says, "I'll probably need to get stitches, but the doc isn't here. It's back in town."
Also, I just want to, as the bird died, Mr. Mittens is still in rampage mode, and he just fucking tore off after that other bird that took off.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just looking up. I feel like there's some rule where if you do a crit miss or something,
I couldn't find it, but I wasn't sure.
this just on condition and spare parts. Roll for condition when using the object's spacecraft or station in an ability check, or when time is tight and success is crucial for combat. In hostile situations, roll afterwards. Page 53 and 58.
Because I think you guys take equipment damage regardless of how successful the session was.
Once when the dust settles, after combat, roll 1d6 for each used weapon on a 1. Oh, so you roll to see. It doesn't. That one doesn't do shit.
At least as far as condition is concerned.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Should we roll that now or do it at the end of the session? I just don't want to forget
You can do it now if you want.
since I used that.
So everyone who used a weapon, then you roll a d6. On a 1, the condition is reduced by 1.
I got a 6.
I got a 1.
Damn.
Adam, did you say you also got a 1?
Yeah, I lowered my condition.
Ouch. You guys cannot roll today.
No shit.
Um, used up all of your luck on that 100. Um, okay. So, once Horace is done bandaging himself, he goes over and bandages Mufasa. Mufasa will definitely need some time to recover, but is not, in threatened of like bleeding out or anything like that, unless you get attacked again before he wakes up.
Okay.
Should we go get the actual doctor, Horse? Like, he seems pretty messed up, and I don't think we should move him.
He says it's Roy is not going to be back for a couple days. So we're kind of on our own until then.
Have anything at the other camp before B that might help? Stretcher or anything?
Nope. Nope. They're gonna have to just rest. Um, so when you rest, uh, when you've eaten something and rest a full night, players' characters heal 1d8 plus your body lost hit points. Resting at a safe space, such as their hub or a calm space dock, restores all lost hit points.
That probably isn't this.
No. The literal
Uh,
room that you got attacked by giant creepy owls does not count as a safe space.
Horace, I couldn't tell, but is there a place further back that might be a bit safer to defend? And we can drag Mufasa and you there to rest?
He says there's too many pathways, around these caves. We'll always have a door to our backs. But if we head down to B, that's a dead end currently because that boulder needs moved. We would at least have our back to something.
All right, can you move enough to get there?
He kind of hobbles along, but with his one good leg, but he's moving. You guys are gonna have to kind of drag or carry Mufasa.
All right. I'm gonna grab the Passel's jacket and prop Mufasa up a little bit and kind of put it on so that his arms are through it. And then I'm gonna hold onto the jacket and just start pulling.
Dragging him, I love it. Yeah, I'll help drag as well.
In my head, it's just bouncing off rocks.
Yeah, I was thinking about grabbing you by the legs and
Yeah.
behind me and just like dun, dun.
No, that's why I put the jacket on so that
Yeah.
would be kind of
Use-
under you,
use
so
nice
I'm
terms,
lifting you
though.
up.
For extra kind of lifting strength, we're gonna take the arms and wrap it around the neck for
Yeah.
good
And then
leverage.
yeah. Down.
But yeah, you kind of hobble along, kind of watching your backs through this tunnel. Um, you see that as you're kind of passing through like this tunnel, he's marked off as B. There seems to be kind of cave paintings from an ancient civilization that cover this wall. But it's pretty dark in here, so um, it's kind of hard to see what they depict.
Okay. Resting time. Is this a good place to call it?
Yep. So you kind of reach the end of this tunnel. It seems to be this large boulder that's kind of fallen into place. You can kind of look around it, so it's not. You know that there's more tunnel beyond it, but you're gonna have to kind of work to remove it. It's gonna require some strength. So this is kind of the safest spot, if any.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, cool. Well, you guys get some rest. I'm still feeling pretty good, so I can for sure take first watch. And with that, he moves up just a little bit and sits down against the wall with his rifle on his lap.
Okay.
Mufasa will not be taking watch.
Yeah, I'm still out cold currently, I think.
Yeah, for the
Hell
next
yeah.
8 hours.
So I set him down, but I took the Passel jacket off of him and then put it under his head as a little pillow.
Thanks, bud.
Okay. Anything else you want to do before resting?
I mean, remain unconscious. Yeah.
I like your style. I like the cut of your jib. Okay. So you kind of rest through. You assume the night. You're in a cave, but it's hard to tell. It kind of all runs together. So
Like,
yeah,
it's almost violet o'clock. Like
I do have a pocket watch, but I never switched it to whatever is going on in Leopard.
It doesn't have colors on it.
Nope.
it does. They just don't mean anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you heal 1d8 plus your body.
Okay. Oh, am I doing that now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep. You have slept through the night. You
4.
you do not get attacked, um, which is a plus.
I would say so.
But Mr. Mittens has yet to return.
He's still looking for vengeance. I am vengeance.
I am the night.
he's trying to find Rachel in the cave somewhere.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Virgil!
Okay. So yeah, you are all up and about. But I do have to ask, it is nearing 8 p.m. in real life.
Yeah, I think that's
Uh
what he said. Rest and then call it.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
so
that's a good
I
spot.
want to make sure.
Yep.
I'm cool
Any
with
last
that.
minute actions?
Nope.
Okay. Well, we'll call it there. Good session. Way to stop 1.5 giant
The other one
creepy birds.
the other one could be dead right now. You don't know. Mr. Mittens might have been successful.
We don't even know how much
I
damage
I
or
don't.
health he had, so he could have bled out.
They've committed massive genocide with the birds. We
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
Because you did 6 damage to it, and you did about 600 damage to the other one. So like, its health is probably somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between there.
Yeah.
Before we call it, how's Horus looking?
Horse is looking rough. Horse
Did
is
he
looking
get to
rough.
heal
He
some?
did get to heal, yeah, but he still kind of has a like a bandaged wound. You can kind of see it's leaking out of the wound. The bandage is blood stained.
Are we out
Um,
of bandages?
yes, yes.
All right, I'm cool.
Cool. All right.
Okie dokie. Well, thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Back with a
anyone
quote unquote
watching.
normal episode next week.
Yep, yep. We'll do a
Starfield.
as normal as we tend to get, at
Right.
least. But tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z.
We're gonna get copywritten.
Yep.
Nah.
All right, later, gang.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye.